Here again, I am going there at the discussion of your class 10th economics chapter, that is your money and credit. Money was not there in earlier times. People in very top ways going there with their goods to that market to exchange with some other goods, other commodities, who are in need of that. If there was no need of your goods by someone else there in that market, that means you will come back there to home without fulfilling your purpose. So that barter system, that was called as barter system. In that barter system, people faced a lot of difficulties. It was very tough for them to go for the exchange of commodities or to get the value of their commodities. And that was known as your double coincidence of goods. Suppose someone is not in need of your goods, but you need that goods with exchange of your goods. That means you cannot fulfill that purpose. Intention cannot be fulfilled. So money invented anyhow. Many countries introduced various kinds of currencies, like your silver standard, gold standard, paper standard, mint standard. Many standards were used throughout the world, like our paper standard we got the standard also. We got that purchasing power parity of our currency. Gustav Cassel said, purchasing power parity theory he introduced for the better study of money and banking authorities throughout the world. He was the most famous economist in the world who first time introduced exchange capacity of different currency throughout the world. So anyhow, with the invention of that money, various purposes, various problems that could easily be resolved in the hand of that people. World Bank played a vital role. Your International Monetary Fund, that also played an important role there in the use of that money by different countries according to their standard. So here, after barter system, you know that barter system exchange of goods with goods. Secondly, double coincidence of wants. That means unfulfilled purpose. H, you are unable to exchange your commodities according to your wanting. It was a problem. But slowly, with the introduction of money, what happened there in the world? People went to that market comfortably, conveniently they purchased their goods, exchanging money, because you know that money has one of the important function, the power of exchange. It was given, it was granted there to that money by that World Bank authority. Every currency must have that exchange capacity with it. So slowly we reached onto a stage. Money, we instead of keeping there in our pocket or that iron chest or that treasury, what we did, we slowly, after getting motivated by that people, banking people, banks were established throughout the world, starting from your Swiss bank there to State Bank of India, number of banks started. We knew that what I will do with that money, keeping that in iron chest or digging there that earth and keeping that for a long period of time. It will be wasted by that earthworm. So what we did then? We slowly moved there. We understood that theory of banking and deposited our currency there in various banks according to their rate of interest given to us. Banks gives us rate of interest. You'll be astonished. They take our money, keep our money and give us a rate of interest. We get benefit from that bank's deposits. But till nowadays, many people are not aware of that banking works. What they do? They are miserly type of people. They keep their money at home. They purchase that jewelry there for their families. And for various non-economic purpose. Non-economic, I can say, in my words, I can say these are non-economic purposes. They waste their money. So better, you are having surplus money in your income means you directly go there to that bank, deposit that money in that bank, bank are also in need of your money. They are to give to other people in the form of loans. They can give loans to that needy people who are for various purposes needing that money, like your cultivation, like your marriage, like your social functions. So many purposes are there, and for that purpose, from your deposited money, you are getting interest, rate of interest. Earlier, our people, our cultivators, our people at villages, they were borrowing money from that money lenders, paying higher rate of interest. You cannot calculate nowadays how many banks are there. E-transaction is going on. Medium of exchange is easy now. You are getting the goods and services. You avoided the top problem of the economics, double coincidence of wants. That barter system is not there till here in this world nowadays. It is very much easy for each and every one, those who are aware of, those who are with that economic tendency with them, those who understand that economics, those who understand the need of that economics. That people, what they do, instead of keeping that money at their house, they go to that banks. The money jingling in your pocket has no value. Your money has to be gone there to that bank and deposited there, and a story is there behind your deposit. Your money is deposited, you are getting a rate of interest, your money is given to someone else in the form of loan. So the rate of interest will get different there. Bank can give you a low rate of interest to you and collect a higher rate of interest from that person borrowed money from banks. So between that deposited, your interest granted to you and interest imposed on them, other party, the difference between that will be the direct profit to that bank. You cannot imagine how much profit is there in the hand of that bank from these two type of transaction of money. Getting money from you, giving your money to someone else for a specific purpose. I said you. What I said you? I said you that it may be your cultivation, agricultural purpose. It may be your marriage ceremony or social functions and some other thing else. Banks are readily there to give you that loan. Don't worry for that. You can also go and borrow money from that. Suppose you are unable to repay your loan in right time, what is prescribed there in your collateral. What is that collateral? Terms of credit. Terms of credit includes the rate of interest, in how many years you are going to repay that loans to that bank, what are the documentation required by you, required to be deposited at the time of receiving loan. These are known as collaterals. It must be there in your hand. If you are not a citizen of India, you are from Bangladesh, you are from Pakistan, you are from Nepal or Bhutan or Myanmar, you cannot get that loan. You have to give proof of your, now that Aadhaar is mandatory, your voter ID is mandatory, your property like your buildings, land, all sort of things what are available with you that are mandatory, that have been made mandatory by that banks. After studying all that properly, the bank can give you that loans. Another facilities, another important things we should learn from here, this chapter, money and credit, that now earlier people are carrying loads of gold coins and very costly items there and going there for Java, Sumatra, many other places for their businesses, for their trade. And possibility of thieving was there by that thieves on that way to other places. Now e-transaction system, we got a very valuable system here in economics, e-transaction system. Maybe your check, that check issued by banks, State Bank of India or various nationalized banks, they issue check direct to make it easy and to take the factor of risk from the hand of that customer. If you have to give some amount there to a person living in Delhi, how can you send them? By issuing a check, very simple, depositing that check in that bank on the name of that person concerned, that will be transferred to that account. Risk is not there. Earlier that risk was there. So here in this part, what I said you, your barter system, double coincidence of wants, that medium of exchange power of that money, that e-transaction system or bank check system, These are very important there in the study of our money chapter. If I'll go there to two angle of study of this chapter, particularly for you, I should definitely say here two economists' name. One was Crowther, who said, money is what money does. Money can do everything. Money can destroy that world, and money can give you a comfortable, luxurious life. An economic life, luxurious life in economic life. You are not a drunkard, you are not a madman, you are not a miser, means you are economic. Abnormality is not there with you, are economic man. Money is what money does. Money can do every all sort of things there in your real life, economic life. Another thing, I remember Gustav Kessel, another economist who introduced first time in this economics, purchasing power parity theory. Purchasing power of that currency. How much purchasing power, what is the value of tomato? If you don't know, simply as a layman you are giving that money to the tomato seller and carrying that load to your house and getting that problem. You study first that market. What is the exchange power of your currency in the international market? It is also important. Your currency is losing its standards at international level, means economic devalued there. Devalued there your currency. Like our currency with dollar. Now our is devalued in comparison to the dollar, in comparison to that pound sterling of UK. So my dear student, immediately again on tomorrow I am going to continue this chapter. Continuously I will finish this chapter. So get ready for tomorrow's video. I will go with some other concepts, giving detail of the use of cash reserve ratio by banks, how much money they keep in their hand to face day-to-day needs. All sort of things I will discuss. Different loan activities practiced by different banks I will discuss in my next video. Thank you for today. If you like this, then refer it for your better study, better understanding of the concept. Thank you for today. Meet you again in my next class.